Snow fell down to the streets of Mushroom City. In the waning hours of another December evening, a myriad of Toad's shoppers ran to and fro in frantic search to find the best deals, the cutest decorations, or what video game system their child just have to have in one of their various shops that were lined up and down virtually every street. In the middle of the hustle and bustle, a somewhat tall and thin man wearing a heavy green winter coat and a knit cap with an assembled L on it in the front weaved between shoppers, desperately trying to keep his grip on the plethora of shopping bags and he had his arms around. Bells within the bags jingled as he dodged his way down the sidewalk, the rhythmic ringing being interrupted by each time he bumped into someone. "Whoops, excuse me, ma'am," Luigi apologized as he knocked yet into another female Toad. "Kinda having trouble keeping all these things balanced, you see." Eventually, he reached the street where he remembered parking his car. Unfortunately, the snowfall was beginning to pick up, and all the cars parked on the side of the road were already transformed into identical snowdrifts. "Oh, great," Luigi moaned. "Stupid snowplow must have pushed all the snow on the street right on top of all these cars. How am I supposed to find my car in this?" Suddenly, Luigi got an idea. While managing to keep all the bags in his arms, he stuck his hand in his coat pocket and pulled out his car keys, looking down the side of the street until he pushed a panic button on his car remote, expecting to receive a very big clue as to where his car was. However, quite unexpectedly, the sounds of blasting horn came from behind Luigi, startling him. He leapt about a foot into the air, tossing his bags higher into the sky, while their contents were launched even higher. Thankfully, he managed to land back on his feet, grab the bags on their way back down, and catch all of their contents back in the bags. Having recovered, and without losing a single thing, Luigi whirled around to see flashing headlights of his car penetrating through a snowbank behind him. "Oh, there you are." Carefully setting his own goods down, Luigi walked over to his car and began dusting the snow off of it. It took a good 5 minutes before he finally managed to free the green fire out from underneath the snow. After he was done with that, he grabbed his bags and placed them back into the platform of his cart, as it didn't truly have a trunk, or a roof for that matter. He then took out a rope and wrapped it around the luggage and handlebars, securing it to the car. "Phew," Luigi sighed, wiping his brow. "Okie dokie, I got everything I needed. I better start heading home before this weather gets any worse." Luigi climbed to the driver's seat of the go-kart and drove off. As he navigated through the city streets, he took his time to observe all the shops' windows he passed by, assuming his view wasn't blocked by a large number of Toads who were collected in front of the window to see themselves. As he left the business district and drove into the residential area, the huge crowd slowly dissolved, but signs of Christmas was still everywhere. Driving down a decoration-strewn street, Luigi turned on the radio to listen to some Christmas songs as he went. As one of the songs continued, Luigi had finally left the outskirts of Mushroom City and was now driving through the countryside, where once rolling green hills was now covered in a blanket of snow. A short time later, he finally reached his destination, Mario's pad. Even though he had won a huge, luxurious mansion about 5 years ago, he still liked to spend the holidays with his brother Mario. Pulling the car into the driveway, Luigi climbed out, grabbed all the bags in the back, and made his way to the front door. Having no free hand to knock, he simply made do with the kicking at the door. "Hey Mario," Luigi called in. "Open the door, it's me, Luigi." No response. Luigi set his bags down and pulled out the extra house key he always kept around. He opened the door himself, and at this point, it was almost completely dark outside, and the temperature was almost below zero, so it was quite a relief for the green-clad plumber to enter the warm home. He set his bags onto the kitchen counter and immediately began searching for Mario. It didn't take him very long to find him. Mario was in the living room, sleeping in an easy chair by the fireplace. "There you are, Mario. Come on, bro. Wake up." Luigi nudged his brother, but he simply shifted his position in the chair and remained asleep. Undaunted, Luigi returned to his shopping bags and pulled out a Christmas CD he bought. Walking over to the stereo system, it was right next to Mario. Luigi put the disc in, selected the track, and cranked up the volume and hit play. "Mamma mia!" Mario shouted, jumping out of his chair. Luigi laughed as he quickly turned off the stereo. "What are you up now, bro?" the younger brother jested. "Yeah, and was a ruptured eardrum thanks to you," Mario grumbled, cleaning out his ear with his pinky finger. "I don't recall asking for a wake-up call." "Well, I need to get you up somehow. Besides, I finally got us our decorations. Want to help me set them up?" "Sure, I'd be glad to. It's my house after all." The Mario brothers walked over to where Luigi left all of his bags and began dumping out their contents onto the kitchen table. Mario promptly began looking through everything. "Let's see here. Wreaths, scented candles, about 10 miles of Christmas lights. What's this?" Mario held up what looked like a very skinny pine tree. "Oh, that's an artificial Christmas tree," Luigi explained. "I was getting sick of having the pine tree droppings all over the carpet over the holidays, so I finally broke down and got a fake tree." "Are you sure it's a tree? Looks more some of a ukulele baseball bat." "The guy said it was an easy setup, so I guess it sort of opens up when you push a button or something," Luigi continued, taking the tree out of Mario's hands. "Where do you want this thing set up?" Over by the fireplace is good, I guess." Luigi took the tree over to where Mario directed it and sat it down. He then began to attempt to open it. "Okay, so I presume that the button's under here somewhere," Luigi pondered as he felt around the base of the tree. "Aha, here it is." He pushed the button, and suddenly the tree expanded like an umbrella, knocking Luigi backwards into Mario, causing the both of them to fall to the ground. Apparently the tree was also pre-decorated, as when the brothers recovered. They saw the tree filled to the brim with ornaments, lights, candy canes, and a huge star on the very top. "Gee, talk about your instant gratification," Mario mumbled. "Whatever happened to decorating the tree?" "Beats me," Luigi replied. "There must be some very lazy people out there. Anyway, the tree's up. Let's work on the rest of the house." And so they did. With Christmas carols slowly playing in the background, Mario and Luigi began decking the halls of their humble abode. "So you got any plans for Christmas, Mario?" Luigi asked as he lit a scented candle over the fireplace mantel. "Is Peach throwing another party this year?" "Actually, I'm not sure," Mario replied, setting up the small festive shrub on the middle of the coffee table. "She usually sends the invitations out by now, but I haven't gotten it yet." "Maybe she just figures you'd come regardless," Luigi joked. "Right, I'm starting to think maybe she's planning something different this year. I don't know, what about you? What plans do you have?" "Well, I was thinking about inviting Daisy over for Christmas. I hear they don't get very much snow in Sarzarasara land, so I think she'll enjoy having a white Christmas." "If you do that, she's gonna go into your house. This place is confirmed a bachelor pad." "I'll keep that in mind." Eventually, the Mario Bros. Finally decorating their home was finished. Relaxing on the sofa, the brothers admired their work. "Phew, this is why I don't decorate often," Mario sighed, sipping on a glass of eggnog. "Oh, please, it wasn't that bad," Luigi countered. "At least I didn't make you do the outdoor stuff. It's freezing out there." "Yeah, but I bet you'll make me do that tomorrow morning, aren't you?" Maybe." There are a few minutes of silence as the duo enjoyed the silence and continued from the stereo. "Well," Mario began as he let out a big yawn, "I think it's time we went to bed. Bed is still where it should be?" "Good thing," Luigi said, setting up the sofa. "Otherwise I'd have to go back to my mansion, and I'm not braving that weather again." Luigi walked over to the bathroom. Sure enough, his bed was still there, right next to Mario's. He promptly changed into his pajamas and climbed under the sheets. As he began to drift off to sleep, he listened to the carol still coming from the living room. Mario groggily turned over onto his bed and looked at the radio alarm clock, which was now blasting out carols. Why on earth would he be getting up this early? Unless... "Luigi!" he shouted. Apparently his brother must have heard him. He quickly ran into the room carrying at least a mile of Christmas lights rolled up in his right arm. "Yeah, bro?" Luigi asked, with a mischievous smile. "Did you change the alarm on my clock? Last time I checked, I had that thing set to 9. Well, I needed help setting the outside decorations, you know." Mario glanced out the window and noticed it was still pitch black. "Luigi, the sun's not even out yet. Are you crazy? It'll be out by the time you get ready. Let's-a go, sleepyhead." Mumbling some choice words in Italian, Mario got himself out of under the sanctuary of the warm covers and walked into the frigid hallway. Good grief, Luigi, if you're gonna wake me up this early, at least turn the heat on. It's freezing in here. Luigi didn't reply. He was already outside, stringing some lights around the windows. Sighing in disbelief, Mario went to the bathroom, which with icy tiles that were less than a twirl to walk on, and was getting ready for the day. By the time Mario finally got outside, the sun was rising, just as Luigi predicted. As for the man in green himself, he was currently twirling a string of lights around above his head like a lasso. Once it picked up speed, he threw it towards the tree and landed on top of a few branches, where he then tightened the string of lights and lasso afterwards. He simply ran around the tree clockwise a few times. When he was done, all the lights looked like they were spiraling down the tree. So, did you do that with every tree in the yard? Mario inquired as he walked up towards his brother. Nope, Luigi responded, grabbing another string of lights. Sometimes I ran counterclockwise. Mail call! The Mario brothers looked to the sky, and sure enough, it's the official mailman of the Mushroom Kingdom. Paracari was flying down towards them. Wow, you're here awfully early, Mario commented as the Koopa Patrol Trooper landed in front of them. And such a big snowfall yesterday. Well, neither rain, snow, sleet, or hail can stop me from delivering the mail, Paracari responded, giving an almost military-like salute. Of course, I practically had to take a bath and antifreeze before I set out. But I digress. I have a letter for you two. For us both? Luigi replied. Yep, just give me a sec. Paracari dug into his messenger bag, and after pulling out various other packages, presumably Christmas gifts, that didn't appear to be physically fit in the bag, eventually handed Luigi a pink envelope. Ah, here we go. Another letter duly delivered. A postman's job is never done. The Koopa Troopa shook off the ice that already was coming from the form of his wings, and then he flew back up to the air. You're leaving already? Mario asked Paracari as he flew off. Oh, you bet. I still got a ton of these letters I still have to deliver. Once Paracari was out of sight, Mario turned his attention to Luigi, who was still investigating the letter. Mario promptly snatched it out of his hands and began to open it. A pink envelope, and Paracari said he had a bunch more of these to deliver. I bet this is Peach's invitation. Mario quickly pulled out the letter from the envelope and began to read it. However, as he was reaching the end, his smile turned into a face of confusion. Huh? What's wrong? Luigi asked. Mario didn't respond. Instead, he simply handed Luigi the letter so he could read it himself. Dear Mario and Luigi, Merry Christmas. I hope you're enjoying the holiday season. I sure am. Normally I like to throw a holiday party around this time of the month, but instead I'm trying something a little different this year. You see, there's an orphanage with the poor section of Mushroom City that I visit on a goodwill trip, and the kids were so nice. Since then, I've been wishing there was some way to reach out to them. With Christmas just around the corner, I was thinking about putting on a play for them. And Mario, I want you to be the director. I do hope you consider joining me. Princess Peach. A play? Luigi shouted in disbelief. She wants us to be in a play? And you to be the director? Mamma mia! Mario groaned. She is crazy. I can't do this. I was expecting a peaceful Christmas season, not a stressful one. Mario began pacing back and forth in confusion while Luigi looked over the letter for the second time. Well, you know, Luigi mused, it's just for the kids. Mario immediately looked at his bro. You're joking, right? You aren't really considering... Come on, Mario, this is for the orphans, Luigi reasoned. It's the season of giving, right? What else would these poor kids be getting for Christmas? This play might not be the only thing they'll receive. Mario began to digest what Luigi had said. Maybe it was a little selfish not to be thinking about the kids, but he didn't know a thing about directing. Regardless, the guilt of not doing it and the puppy eyes that Luigi was currently using finally made Mario give in. Fine, I'll do it. But I don't know what she expects me to do. I mean, seriously, me a director? Great galloping Goombas. While most of the Mushroom Kingdom was in deep freeze, the Kingdom of Sarasara Land was still as hot as dry as ever. Most princesses would probably hate the sand, and that made up most of the kingdom. It tends to get everywhere and dirty everything up. But needless to say, Daisy wasn't a normal princess. Just because we don't get any snow doesn't mean I can't go snowboarding, Daisy told herself as she set her sandboard down. What's the difference between sand and snow anyway? Besides the fact that you can't throw a sandball. The tomboy princess got on her board and began to rev her tense downhill run off the side of a very huge sandbank, narrowly dodging half a dozen palm trees and a few ancient obelisks that existed long before her kingdom was founded. She tried her hardest to get as close to each obstacle as possible without ramming into it. However, she spent so much attention to the obstacles nearby that she didn't look too far ahead. Next thing she knew, she was flying on one side of the cliff. How did this distress her? Not at all. Well, whoops. Well, perfect timing to do some mid-air tricks. And the tricks she did, the princess did some aerial stunts that would made even the most experienced snowboarders jealous. Upon spotting an oasis far below, Daisy decided just for the heck of it to make a water landing. And the end result was a huge splash and a very soaked princess. Phew, that was awesome! Daisy cheered at herself as she waded out of the water carrying her snowboard. Of course, the royal tailors are just gonna throw a fit when they find out I ruined another dress, but it was sure worth it. Mail call! Daisy looked up and saw Picari swoop down right in front of her. Before continuing, he took a deep breath and sighed. After being in that icebox more commonly known as Mushroom Kingdom, this desert is soothing to my wings. Hey, Picari, what's up? Daisy asked. Oh, nothing much, Picari replied. I just couldn't find you at the castle, so I figured I'd look for you whenever you could get in the most trouble. And sure enough, the Koopa Troopa mentioned Daisy's soaked dress. Ha ha, very funny. So you got any mail for me? Of course, here you go. It's from your fellow monarch, Princess Peach. Oh, thanks, Daisy replied, taking the pink envelope that Picari handed her. I just hope it isn't another invite to do something obnoxious girly. Anyway, thanks for the letter, Picari. No need to thank me, it's my job. Now if you'll excuse me. As Picari flew off to deliver more mail, Daisy opened the envelope and read the letter inside. Dear Daisy, don't worry, this isn't another invitation for a spa trip. I do know you or what? Rather, I'm inviting you to participate in a little play I'm doing for an orphanage in Mushroom City. The kids there are really nice, and I fear they might not receive anything for Christmas because they're so poor. So I wanted to give them something. If you want to help out, please come as soon as you can. Peach. P.S. If you do come, I happen to know a very good 5-star salon in Mushroom City. Maybe we could go there sometime. Boy, she sure is persistent about this beauty thing, Daisy commented. At this any rate, this play sounds really intriguing. I suppose I'll go, but I'm staying as far away from her little salon as possible. Here we come. Wario. I think the correct word is while sailing. Shut up, Twig Boy. I am allowed to sing any song I wanna. Now make yourself useful and get me some eggnog. Luigi sighed and left his brother in his recording booth. It really was just a huge aquarium with a microphone in it. While he walked over to the kitchen to grab the holiday drink Wario so desired, by the time he came back, Wario was already working on another song. You know, I'm already starting to think you've lost it, Waluigi grumbled as he poured himself a glass of eggnog for himself. I mean, I understand the WarioWare thing, but what do you think anyone's gonna really buy at Christmas with Wario? You bet they are, Wario snapped back, grabbing the eggnog out of Luigi's hands and taking a huge swig straight from the carton. After all, who doesn't like to hear the magnificent voice of that is mine? Try anyone who isn't deaf, Waluigi retorted as Wario's hypothetical question. I mean, seriously, you're the worst singer in the Dancing Penguin in that stupid movie. Hey, don't you dare diss my professionally recorded album. You gotta be joking. Professionally recorded? You're sitting in a stinking fish tank. Recording booth, Wario corrected. Fine, you're sitting in a stinking recording booth with a stinking microphone in the middle of the stinking living room, and you can't call that professionally recorded? Maybe I do. Maybe I'll start my own recording studio right here in this living room. How does the name Wario Wave sound? Before Waluigi could reply, there was a knock on the front door of Wario's castle. Mail call! Hey, the mail's here, Wario exclaimed. Quick, Waluigi, you know what to do. A sinister smirk appeared on Waluigi's face. Completely ignoring the previous feud with his brother, he ran into the other room and came back with something behind his back. Okay, I'm ready, Waluigi confirmed, giving the thumbs up. Right then. Wario chuckled as he opened the door. Hey there, Parky, old buddy. How's it going? Pretty good, well, I guess, the Koopa Troopa replied, caught a bit off guard by Wario's niceness. I have a letter for you and Waluigi. Bakari handed Wario a pink envelope and then turned to leave. Oh wait, Bakari, Wario shouted. I've got something I want to give you. Huh? You do? Bakari responded, hoovering back down. You know you can always leave packages at the post. Suddenly, Wario ducked as Waluigi, who was standing right behind him, threw a water balloon right at Bakari. It hit him square in the face and exploded, spewing water all over him. Since it was cold outside, the winter almost immediately froze, and the Koopa Troopa quickly turned into an ice sculpture. Yeah, no, buddy, Waluigi began, knocking on the head of the frozen Bakari. Being a postman is stressful work. You gotta know when to, chill out. Ha 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 ha. With that, the Wario Bros slammed the door, leaving the icy Petruba out in the cold. After a few moments, Bakari managed to break free of this icy prison and flew off with a hump. I'm sure hope that Santa saw that, Bakari muttered under his breath. Meanwhile, inside the castle, Wario was now opening the letter. Oh, what does it say? What does it say? Waluigi begged. We've been selected to win $1 million? No, Wario grunted. It's just a stupid letter from Princess Peach. Probably an invitation to one of her other holiday parties. She's still inviting us to those things? I thought we were crossed off the list years ago. Hey, remember a few years back when you farted Jingle Bells so loud you... Shut up. I'm trying to read this stupid thing. Dear Wario and Waluigi, while I feel that your conduct in my holiday parties may be less admirable, I still believe that the least I can give you to a Christmas sixth chance. Earlier in the year, I visited an orphanage in Mushroom City and was extremely poor, and yet the kids were incredibly nice. I fear that they may be gifted less this Christmas, so I plan on performing a play for them at the orphanage on Christmas Eve. I'm hoping you two will be able to come and help in the presentation. After all, it's the least we can give these kids who have so little. Princess Peach. It's the least we can give to those kids who have so little, Wario repeated, mimicking Peach's voice. Gee, can't she get any more pathetic? Is this freaking community service? I'm not doing squat unless I get paid. Hey, wait, Waluigi interrupted, pointed to the bottom of the letter. There's a P.S. you missed. P.S. If you're thinking about not doing it because it's volunteer work, consider this. Don't think it will encourage you people to buy your products if they read in the headlines, WarioWare CEO helps orphans? Wario pondered. I'll help the little brats. I get free publicity to buy people my stuff, and I get more money. So it's a little roundabout, but it works fine. Count me in. Wario tossed the letter aside and marched out the door, leaving Waluigi behind to look over the letter himself. Boy, does he know how to get Wario to do something. Bakari gulped as he approached the last destination on his mail run, Bowser's Castle. While it was still dark and dreary as ever, the Koopa Kings at least attempted to decorate for the holidays. Its reef made out of dry bone parts and lights that looked like fireballs count as decorations. Geez, are these his Christmas decorations, or did he forget to take down this Halloween stuff? Bakari asked himself. Well, no use wondering. I just gotta give him this letter and get out of here. Nervously, he knocked on the front door of the castle. Immediately welcome mat beneath him dropped him like a trapdoor, revealing a spike pit below, but since he was hoovering it, it fortunately had no effect on him. Soon afterwards, a hammer bro opened the door. Hey, pal, the hammer bro grunted. You got something for King Bowser? Yes, I do, Bakari replied, handing the guard a pink envelope. And make sure to get this to him. It's really important. Don't worry, King Bowser always reads his mail, the guard assures. That way he knows who exactly he needs to get rid of if he gets hate mail. Gulp. Yeah, right then. Well, I shan't keep you any longer. I'm off. The Hammer Bro watched the Pakari fly off before looking back towards the throne room. Upon entering, he approached Bowser, who was sitting ever so mightily on his throne, and gave him the letter. Here, your majesty, you got a letter. Patrupa said it was very important. Of course it is, Bowser roared. Look, it's pink, and you know what that means. It's an overdue bills? No, you moron. It means it's from Princess Peach. Now get out of here. The Hammer Bro quickly saluted off and nearly bumped into Bowser Jr., who had just entered the room. Oh, a letter from Peach? The young prince inquired. Open it, open it. Hold on, son. Give me a second. Bowser used a long claw to easily tear open the envelope and revealed the letter inside. Bowser Jr. quickly jumped onto his dad's shoulder and looked at it as Bowser read it out loud. Dear Bowser, before you get too excited, this letter is just an invitation, not a proposal. There is an orphanage in the Mushroom City that is very poor, and I feel as if I should give them something for Christmas. Therefore, I am planning to presenting a play for them on Christmas Eve. While you may already be scoffing at the idea, I certainly hope that you can come and help us perform it. Princess Peach. P.S. And unless you want to be able to start a barbecue with your stalking contents, don't even think about kidnapping me. Oh boy, she makes things far too easy for me, Bowser laughed. Sure, Peach, I'll come and perform your silly play, and then we can have a little party afterwards, at my castle. But Pops, Bowser Jr. protested, she said that if you do that, Santa won't get us anything besides coal. Big deal, I'm a king, and I can do whatever I get myself. Why would I care if some fat man gives me? Come on, son, I think it's time I get myself a real Christmas present. Princess Peach. Ha 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 ha. Well, here we are. Luigi, are you sure this is the place? It looks like a giant warehouse. According to the map Peach gave us, this is where the orphanage is. Come on, let's go. Luigi climbed out of the driver's seat of the green fire, while Mario leapt off the back platform. The building in front of them was pretty much just like a huge box right next to a caged-in concrete playground. Over the front of the door was a fireplace with a very bland sign that simply read, Mushroom City Orphanage. As they approached, the front door opened, and none other than Princess Peach herself came out to welcome them. Hello, Mario. Hello, Luigi. Peach greeted. I'm so glad you could make it. We couldn't get very far without you, Mr. Director. Yeah, well, Mario replied, scratching the back of his head. To be honest, I don't know the first thing about directing. There's a first time for everything, you know, Peach chuckled. And now it's a good time as ever to start learning. Now, where are the rest of the actors? Peach's answer came when the roaring of motor began to resonate the air. Suddenly, a bright orange snowmobile came blasting down the street before coming to a screeching stop behind Luigi's car, and a dumping of huge payload of snow right down on top of it. The snowmobiler then took off her helmet, revealing to be absolutely no one's surprise that it was Daisy. Oh yeah, I knew I'd get to use that thing someday, Daisy cheered as she dismounted the snowmobile before noticing this giant snowbank that used to be the green fire. Oh, sorry about the car, Luigi. Don't worry about it, Luigi mumbled as he walked over to get his car out of the snow. Hey, Daisy. Glad you could come, Peach wondered and welcomed, giving her fellow monarch a friendly hug, making the most extreme entrance as possible as usual. Well, you know me, Daisy shrugged. Why take some fancy schmancy escort when there's always something cooler? Maybe because it makes less of a mess, Luigi suggested from his car, but no one was really listening. Say, Daisy, Peach began, lifting a few strands of Daisy's hair. You seem to have a bad case of helmet head there. I happen to know a few people. Peach don't even get a chance to finish before Daisy playfully batted her arm away. Nice try, hon, but you aren't going to trick me like that again. I remember the last time you roped me into one of your little makeovers. I still can't believe you thought I'd look good as a blonde. It took me 6 hours to wash that dye out. The two princesses were interrupted by the sound of another vehicle approaching. This time it was rather flashy purple limo, It sped down the street before pulling up to a stop in front of the orphanage, once again dumping the snow all over Luigi's car. As he finished freeing it again, he didn't even get a chance to complain before the front door swung open and smacked him in the face and knocked him to the ground. He got back up on his feet in time to see Luigi come out of his driver's seat, while Wario came out of behind the back limo. "Remind me again why I'm your chuffer now," Waluigi grumbled to his brother. "I am the CEO and you're not. That's why," Wario retorted. "And you did one heck of a job parking. How am I supposed to get this past this huge snowbank?" "That would be my car," Luigi corrected, but again no one was listening. "Wario," Mario welcomed, a bit slightly confused. "What are you doing here? Are you in this play too?" "Of course, I'm the star of this magnificent performance, and I expect 10 royalties on tickets sold." "Wario, this is a volunteer thing. We're doing this for an orphanage. We can't charge them to see the show." "Yeah, well, we could just force them to hand over their valuables and we could pawn them then. Shoes, jackets, shirts off their backs." "Ow!" Wario was cut off when the snowball smacked him in the side of the head. He quickly whirled around to see Daisy standing there, tossing another snowball and catching it again in her right hand. "Keep it up, you intensive brute, and I'll put a rock in the next one," Daisy warned. "Grr, fine, so I'll do it for free," Wario admitted. "At least I'll get a good PR for this." "Yeah, you need it," Waluigi mumbled under his breath. Is there anyone else coming?" Mario asked. "Yes," Peach replied. "You should get here soon, but you should probably be on your guard." "Huh? What do you mean?" Mario got his answer when he glanced skyward and saw the all-too-familiar silhouette of the Koopa clown car slowly descending on the orphanage. Luigi, who had just finished cleaning off his car for the second time, also noticed this and quickly realized that when the copter landed, it would kick up an insane amount of snow and his vehicle was going to be covered again. Rather than stand and let it happen though, he instead stood in front of the green fire with his arms outstretched in a pitiful attempt to protect it. Needless to say, it didn't work. Rather, the aircraft landed, kicked up a ton of snow, and dumped it right on top of the cart and Luigi. The end result was a giant snowbank and the other cross-shaped one to the front of it. "You asked Bowser to help us?" Mario gasped in disbelief. "Peach, are you crazy? He'll kidnap you again." "Relax, Mario. It's just like when I invited him to our tennis golf tournaments. He doesn't try anything funny because you're there." "Ah, gotcha. But that reminds me. Make sure you invite him to the next soccer tournament. We didn't last time. He got pretty mad." "I'll keep that in mind." At this point, Bowser climbed out of the Koopa clown car and made his way over to the rest of the group. "Why, Peach, how nice of you to invite me to your little performance." Bowser thanked her with much politeness as he could muster, which wasn't much. "But why do it here? I'll take you back to my castle and we can perform it." "Ah, God, Mario, what is he doing here?" "I warned you, Bowser," Peach responded with a smirk. "Don't even think about kidnapping me, especially when the director's right here." Director? Ha! With him in charge, you'd be lucky if they don't boo you off the stage before it's over." "I heard that," Mario mumbled. "Good, I was hoping you would." Suddenly, Bowser Jr.'s small head popped out from the rim of the Koopa clown car. "Hey, Pop, come on. Grab Peach and let's get out of here." "Sorry, son, she's got Mario here to make sure we don't do that," Bowser explained, emphasizing the word Mario was like a foreign disease. "Just pilot the ship back to the castle and come back later to pick me up, okay?" "Aw, man, stupid Mario." "Okay, Pops, I'll get this thing out of here lickety-split." Bowser Jr. started up the chopper and flew off into the sky, kicking up even more snow and dumping on the still buried Luigi. Seeing that his brother was in a bit of a predicament, Mario walked over and made a small fireball in his hand and used it to melt away all the snow and thaw out Luigi. Thanks, Mario," Luigi shivered. "Next time, I'm finding a parking garage." "It's actually getting pretty cold out," Daisy agreed, wrapping her arms around herself to keep warm. "But then again, I'm from the desert, so anything below 60 degrees is cold to me." "Come on, everybody, let's get inside," Peach invited. "It's a lot warmer in the orphanage." Inside the orphanage was a lot friendlier than outside. The main hall was filled with dozens of pictures of various children, all presumably residents of the place. On the far end of the hall was a large wooden cross with the phrase, Jesus loves the little children. Etched onto the front, doors into the sides branched off into various areas of the orphanage, but the group simply walked straight and entered in one of the pairs of double doors on either side of the cross, leading into a huge chapel that doubled as an auditorium. At this point, Luigi realized something was missing from the orphanage. "Say, Peach," Luigi questioned, "where's all the kids? Shouldn't they all be here somewhere? Maybe they all found wonderful, loving families that would take the little brats in," Waluigi suggested sarcastically. "Oh well, I guess we can't put on a play if no one's here. Let's go." The purple-capped plumber turned to leave, but Peach grabbed onto the back of his shirt, holding him in place. "They're not here because the owner took them all out to a park to play in the snow, so we can work on our performance without being interrupted," Peach explained. "Now then, Mr. Director." Yeah?" Mario answered uneasily. Peach let go of Waluigi, who went tumbling down a row of pews, and walked on stage while the rest of them followed. Once there, she picked up a pile of scripts that were all lying nearby and handed one to each of them. "Here you go, this is the script of the play we're doing. Mario, your job is to assign everyone to their parts while they begin to look the script over." Mario quickly fumbled through the script, and then looked at the title, The Nativity Story. She's going for a classic, eh?" Luigi concluded, looking over at Mario's shoulder. "I guess so," Mario replied. "Say, you want to help me choose roles?" "Sure thing, bro." Mario opened up the first page to where the cast characters were listed. Let's see, we got Mary, Joseph, Freak Canes, an innkeeper, shepherds, a choir of angels. Mamma mia, I don't think we have enough people to fill all these roles. "Don't worry about that, Mario," Peach assured. "I can get a few of my castle attendants to fill out the minor parts. Just focus on the main characters." "Hey, I know who I want to be," Wario said. "I want to be the star, the big head bronco of the play. Numero uno. Wario, the star of the Nativity Story is Jesus," Luigi reminded, "and he's just a baby. So maybe Jesus was a big baby. Besides, I fit the role perfectly." "Oh, really now?" Mario moaned, dreading to where this could possibly be going. "And how so?" "I'm dashingly handsome, incredibly kind. Remember that one, losers? And I could turn water into wine." "Wait a second, back up. Since when you could turn water into wine? Remember last year's Christmas party?" "Wario," Mario sighed in disbelief at his rival, "we caught you trying to spike the punch bowl." "Come on, hey, everyone was over 21. It wasn't like I was doing anything illegal." "For once," Waluigi added. "Shut up, stupid." Mario groaned. "You and Waluigi can be the Free Kings, okay? You two seem to fit the role very well." "Except they're wise men, bro," Luigi interrupted. Mario ignored Luigi's comment and walked over to Daisy. Daisy, I know this is kind of not correct according to the script, but could you be the third king? I need someone who could keep those two in line." "Sure thing, Mario. Didn't one of the kings come from Egypt anyways? It sounds like a dead ringer from Ashar land to me." "Great, so we have two kings and one queen. Now who's left?" "Don't forget about me, bro." "Oh, of course. Who do you want to be, Luigi?" "I'll be one of the shepherds," Luigi volunteered. "It can't be that bad of a role. Get it? Bad? Like the sheep?" "I get it, Luigi," Mario replied. "But with all jokes aside, maybe you could be one of the wise guys instead?" Mario then looked over at Peach and he knew perfect for the role. "Well, Peach," Mario began, "I've got everyone except you, me, and Bowser. Do you want to play Virgin Mary?" "That's an awfully big role to fill, but I can certainly try," Peach responded. "Well, if that's the case, I'm going to be Joseph," Bowser declared, putting his arm around Peach's shoulder. "So that would make us husband and wife, isn't that right, Peach?" No," Peach quickly retorted, removing Bowser's hand with disgust. "If I'm going to be Mary and then Mario's going to be Joseph, no questions asked." "Why, thank you," Mario replied warily. "I wasn't aware that I was going to act as well, but..." Hey, Bowser interrupted. "How come you get to hand around Peach the entire play and I can't? You had better have one heck of a role for me that I can beat at least being with Peach." "Of course, Bowser," Sir, Mario assured, flipping through the script. "Here you go, you could be King Harold." "Harold?" Wario replied. "You know you had Herods once. I had to take a bunch of supporities and..." "Not hemorrhoids, Wario. Heroid," Mario corrected. King Herod was the ruler who was afraid that Jesus would overthrow him, and he had all the babies in Bethlehem killed. Bowser pondered. King Baby Killer. Sounds like my kind of role. Okay, I'll do it. Okie dokie then. Everyone has their parts now, correct? Mario asked. Everyone else nodded in response. Great. Now look over your scripts and begin memorizing your parts. We'll practice the first scene in 2 hours. Immediately everyone began rehearsing their parts. After about a minute, though, Wario walked up to Mario holding his script and having a slightly worried look on his face. Say, Mario, Wario grumbled, do you have a cliff notes for this thing? I don't want to waste my time memorizing any stuff, just the important bits. Mario just sighed. This was going to be a long day. 1.5 hours later, there was this truth to be told, not much improvement. Sure, Mario, Luigi, and the princesses were memorizing their lines with little difficulty, but for the rest of the actors, it was a different story. Wario, that isn't how the song goes, Daisy corrected. Don't bother, the moron won't listen, Waluigi reminded. Trust me on this one. Daisy turned to Waluigi to make another remark, but she quickly lost her train of thought when she saw Waluigi's costume. Waluigi, are you wearing a bed sheet? Yeah? Why? Well, the script says that the three kings were named Gaspar, Melchior, and Balasahar, so I decided to be Gaspar. And it involves a bedsheet? How? Isn't Gaspar the friendly ghost? That's Casper, you idiot. Oh, that explains a lot. And all this time I thought it was like the ghost of Christmas past or something. Likewise, Bowser was having a few issues with his role, except his problem was getting too into character. Yo, Luigi, get your butt over here, Bowser roared. What is it, Bowser? Luigi asked, slightly confused. I command that you rub my feet. Why would I want to do that? Because I am king and you are just a lowly shepherd, that's why. How about no? Luigi had to dive out of the way as Bowser belched a huge fireball flame at him. I am the king in this play, and you will do as I say. Got it? Wow, Mario! Luigi cried, running away. Bowser's lost his mind. Ah, Mamma Mia, Mario groaned, looking up from his script. Looks like things are getting a bit out of hand. Peach, maybe we should set out and start doing runs through the scenes. That sounds like a great idea, Mario, Peach agreed, pointing off the stage. I think the prop and costume closet's over there. Mario thanked her and walked off to see what the orphanage had in ways of sheet sets. However, when he opened the closet, all hopes were anything decent quickly faded away. There was a throne, supposedly Harold's as a manager, and the wise man's gifts, and a chintzy wooden frame that apparently served as a stable, but absolutely nothing else in the prop department. Furthermore, the costumes, they were even available. All they were kid sizes and they were way too small for anyone to wear. Peach, Mario called out. We have a problem. What is it, Mario? Let's just say that we'll all either have to eat a mini mushroom if we want to fit into those costumes, or just perform in our street clothes. Peach walked over to Mario and quickly saw what he was talking about. Oh dear, they didn't tell me about this, Peach recalled. I guess we'll have to do a little costume shopping. What do you say, Mr. Director? I guess that's what we'll have to do. Hey, Luigi. Yeah, bro? Luigi replied, running up to Mario and away from Bowser. Me and Peach are going to do a little last-minute shopping. Can you be in charge while we're out? Sure thing, bro. You can count on me. Great. Just get them started on rehearsing the scenes together until we get back. Gotcha. Okay. Everyone listen up, Luigi shouted, walking back up to the stage. I'm in charge for the time being, okay? Why on earth would we want to listen to you? Wario grumbled. Somebody get my agent on the phone. Listening to the greenie wasn't part of my contract. Oh boy, Mario sighed. Come on, Peach, let's go. So, Peach, do you know what's the best thing about shopping for costumes during the Christmas season is? Peach glanced up at the very skinny but tall shelf at the back corner of the department store that was loaded with leftover Halloween costumes. I have a feeling that you're about to tell me. They're really, really cheap, Mario answered, showing Peach the 75% off sign. Well, it's always good to be economical, I suppose. So, are there any good costumes? Mario began shifting through the huge pile of clothing, tossing aside costumes they had absolutely no need for, such as the Tigatonic and the power suit, in an effort to find what they were searching for. "Hey, check this out," Mario cheered, holding up one of the costumes. "This one's called an Asian ruler. One of the three kings was from Asia, right?" "I believe so," Peach replied, "and I think one was from the Babylon and the last one was from Africa somewhere, presumably Egypt. And Daisy, she'd be in this Egyptian king," Mario continued. "Egyptian costumes are pretty popular, so there's gotta be one or two left over." Mario continued to search, while Peach also began to help. Mario's hypothesis was right, as he quickly found an Egyptian princess costume. Peach also had no trouble finding a Babylon king costume, but things quickly grinded to a halt after finding the king's costumes. I guess no one ever wanted to be a shepherd for Halloween," Mario summarized, looking out at the completely empty shelf. All the other costumes were sprawled across the floor. Or Joseph or the Virgin Mary. "At least those costumes should be easy to make by hand," Peach reasoned. "If we could just find the right materials, then my tailors can make them no problem." "Yeah, but first, we better put all these costumes back." As the duo began to put away all the outfits, Peach began to make a little small talk. "So Mario, what do you want for Christmas?" "Oh, I don't know. I'm always so busy worrying about what to get other people. I tend to forget about what I want. What about you?" "Well, being a princess means I pretty much have everything anyone could ever ask for, so my Christmas lists tend to have very little material things to work on them." Suddenly, Mario's cell phone started ringing. He pulled it out of his pocket and noticed the caller was Luigi. "Uh-oh, it's Luigi. This can't be good," Mario mumbled as he answered the phone. "Bro, what's up?" "Mario, you gotta get back here now. I can't keep things under control. Yikes, Wario, don't put this subwoofer on maximum. You're going to bring the whole building down." "Oh, look, Mario, I gotta go. Try and get back as soon as possible, okay?" "Gotcha, bro." Mario quickly put his phone away and began to run off. "Mario," Peach called out, "where are you going? We've got to—" "You could take care of things yourself here, right?" Mario assured. I guess so." "Good. Grab the rest of the costumes, material, and props we need. I have to get back to the orphanage and make sure it's still standing." "I guess I kinda overdid the swoop woofer, huh?" Mario was glaring at the daggers at Wario, who was standing ever so innocently, yeah right, next to the sound box. Meanwhile, the entire chapel bowl floor was covered in plaster chips that fell down from the ceiling, and the chandelier hanging high above the sanctuary looked like it was about to drop at any moment. "Kinda? Wario, you nearly brought the house down, literally," Mario shouted. "And since when you're in charge of the tech crew?" That one was sorta my fault too, bro," Luigi admitted. "He said he knew what he was doing." "And you believed him? Luigi," Mario groaned, burying his face in his hands. "Alright, did you make any other brilliant position appointments?" "Not that I know of, but then again, my memory's kinda fuzzy after that huge chunk of plaster fell on my head." "Say," Daisy interrupted, "didn't you assign Waluigi to be in charge of the lights?" Almost as if on cue, the lights in the orphanage went out. Huge blue electrical spark blasted down from up the rafters above the stage, and a very high-pitched scream resonated throughout the room. "Holy shroom, I can't freaking see my skeleton!" "Oh yeah, I did put Waluigi in charge of the lighting," Luigi remembered. After a few flickers, the lights came back on for a fried, twitching Waluigi slowly made his way onto the stage. He gave everyone the thumbs up, which had a very small trail of smoke rising from it. "Yep, I got the lights set up. I managed to jam that 1,000-watt bulb into the 60-watt socket. We're gonna have the brightest Christmas star ever." After saying this, he promptly passed out on the stage center, still smoking like an overcooked turkey. "Hey, that makes my screw-up over here in the sound department not seem so bad, right?" Wario asked. "No, it doesn't," Mario grumbled a reply. "Say, where's Bowser?" "You don't want to know," was all Luigi could say. "I sure as heck bet he does," came a roar from the prop closet. The closet door swung open and a very cranky-looking Bowser came storming out. He was wearing a pitiful cardboard crown with the red blanket tied around his neck like a cape, and was holding a rinky-dinky little scepter in his right hand. "What's the matter, Bowser?" Mario moaned. Upset that the orphanage doesn't have real props for your king's ship? No, although it is rather annoying, Bowser countered. The problem is whoever played King Harold last was about the size of a Goomba. Bowser turned around to reveal that on his backside, a small throne that Mario had saw in the prop closet for the first time was now impaled by one of his spikes, splintered beyond any hope of serving as a prop anymore. That one wasn't my fault, by the way, Luigi assured. He tried those props all on his own. Luigi, you were supposed to keep things under control while I was out, Mario shouted, quickly losing whatever patience he had left. Not let everything go completely bonkers. I was having enough trouble trying to direct this play before. I'm sorry, bro, Luigi whimpered. I tried, and Daisy even helped me out a bit, but... Mario quickly grabbed one of the scripts lying around on the stage before Luigi could finish explaining himself. All right, everyone, listen up, Mario hollered, getting everyone's attention, except Waluigi's, who was still unconscious. I know my brother kinda did screw things up while I was out, but let's try and get things under control right away. We'll start practicing some of the scenes right away. All right, places, everyone. Slowly, everyone began gathering at their composure and made their way up onto the stage. Meanwhile, Mario went back to the prop closet and brought out the three king's gifts. I know that king's kinda out of commission, Mario said, glancing over at Waluigi, but I think we could still practice the Harold meets the Three Kings scene without him. Does that sound good? That sounds like a good idea, Daisy agreed. Come on, Wario, get up there. Me? But I want to see what happens if I turn the subwoofer and the bass. Now, Wario, Mario demanded. Geez, alright, don't get your underwear in a knot. As Wario got on stage, Mario handed Daisy a bottle of perfume. These are the Three Kings' gifts, Mario explained as he handed Wario a sack of gold, frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Hey, how come Daisy gets to have the undead guy? Wario asked. Huh? What are you? You gave her the Frankenstein. It's frankincense, Wario. Never mind. Just take your place and start the scene. Mario and Luigi climbed off the stage and sat in the front row as they began practicing. Bowser was standing on the left side of the stage while Daisy and Wario, dragging Waluigi's body, came in front. So, Bowser began, reading unenthusiastically from the script. I heard that you three are following a star that supposedly leads to the Mesa. That is very true, Daisy replied, without relying on the script. We have traveled from far and wide following the star, for we wish to find the newborn king and give him our gifts, frankincense. Gold, Wario continued. Your cue, Waluigi. Naturally enough, Waluigi didn't make any sort of reply, since he was still out like a light. Undaunted, Wario decided to take over for his fallen comrade by taking his gift and reciting his line. And Murph, he concluded, holding up the box of Murph high in the air. Say, wait a second. Is this the real spice inside? Wario opened the box and quickly grabbed a handful of spice inside, inspecting it for a moment. He shoved the entire fistful into his mouth almost immediately. His face turned to a bright shade of red as steam pulled out of his ears, and without warning, he belched a huge fireball from his mouth right into Bowser's face. Wow, that was spicy, Wario panted. Hey, how dare you bleach fire into the face of your king? Bowser screamed. I'll teach you. The Koopa King threw himself on top of Wario, and he began duking out the center stage, kicking up a huge fight cloud. Hey, you two, knock it out, Mario called. Cut, cut, cut! Eventually the dust settled, and Wario and Bowser were both on the floor, panting in exhaustion. Whatever remained of their meager props were completely destroyed by the entire middle of the stage was now caved in from the weight. Luigi tried to laugh. That was an interesting take, right, Mario? Mario didn't reply. This was the last straw. He threw the script down in disgust and began to walk out the door. On his way out, he bumped into Peach, who had just returned from the department store with all the costumes. Oh, hey, Mario, Peach greeted. I got all the costumes and props. Is something wrong, Mario? You're on your own with this now, Mario mumbled. I've had enough. I'm going home to enjoy a peaceful Christmas. The plumber didn't wait for Peach to respond before he turned and left. Confused, the princess looked at everyone on stage. Daisy was pointing at the accusing finger at Bowser, and Bowser was pointing a finger at Wario, and he was pointing at Luigi. Look, I'll go after him, Luigi volunteered. I think I should be the one to talk some sense into him, since this was all kind of my fault. Luigi quickly got up and ran out the door after his brother. After he left, Waluigi began to finally come back to reality. Ugh, ow, that smarts, Waluigi grunted. So, what'd I miss? Luigi could hear the Christmas music playing in the background as soon as he entered Mario's house. Only for about a minute of searching, he soon found his brother, sitting on the same easy chair he was before, holding a glass of eggnog in his right hand. Judging by the expression on his face, he was still pretty burnt up by what happened earlier. Hey, Mario! Hey there! There you are. Look, I'm sorry that Mario grabbed the remote for the stereo system, cranked up the music, attempting to drown out Luigi's voice. Luigi retaliated by simply walked over to the stereo and pulling the plug. Okay, now here, Mario. I know you probably still hate me for screwing everything up, but you can't just try to ignore me. I'm your brother, for crying out loud. I don't hate you, Luigi, Mario grumbled. I'm just mad at myself. Yourself? Why? 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 Luigi, you darn well know why, Mario retorted, as he got up and began to pace around the room. Didn't I say from the start that I would be a lousy director? I tried to avoid doing it, but everyone roped me in, telling me I would be good, and you know what? Funny thing happened. I screwed everything up. None of it is your fault, Luigi. If I wasn't in charge, I wouldn't have asked you to take over for a half an hour to begin with. Apparently tired from his 5-minute rant, Mario slumped back into his easy chair and leaned its head back. I just wanted a tranquil holiday season. Why can't everyone just leave me alone? Luigi tried to respond, but he quickly came up with the right words. Instead, he went back over to the stereo system and plugged it back in. Looking at the back of the CD case, Luigi quickly skipped to the track he was looking for. You know what, bro? Luigi replied, stopping the track he wanted. I think you've been listening to the wrong songs on this thing. As the chorus came to the end for the first time, Luigi looked back at Mario. The red-capped plumber was shifting around in his chair for a bit, looking down on the floor. It didn't take much for Luigi to figure out that Mario was starting to feel a bit guilty. I think I know the point you're trying to make, Luigi, Mario mumbled almost inaudibly. Luigi decided to not reply and let the rest of the song do the talking. As the song ended minutes later, Luigi quietly turned the stereo off and walked over, sat down on the sofa adjacent to Mario's easy chair. Mario, the kids in the orphanage don't have much, Luigi explained. No money or toys or even a home. All the things we take for granted. But I know one thing they have, hope. You thought Peach wanted you to put on the theatrical performance of the century, didn't you? Mario nodded, still staring at the floor. That's what I thought. No wonder why you're so stressed. She wasn't expecting a Broadway musical from you, just something to remind the kids of what they have. This isn't about fancy costumes, complex sets, or heck, even perfectly recited lines. It's all about hope, and about what is given to us on that first Christmas that would bring a salvation to the world. If we could convey that message to those children, who cares how well the play is produced? Luigi paused for a moment when he noticed that Mario now had his face buried in his hands, letting out the occasional sob. Mario, are you crying? Luigi inquired. Mamma mia, I wasn't that sappy, was I? Upon realizing that Luigi was talking to him again, Mario regained his composure, sat up straight, pretending that Luigi witnessed what never happened. Crying? Oh, of course not, Mario denied, grinning slightly. Real men don't cry. But answering your second question, yes, your speech was indeed sappy. But then again, what can I expect from my little bro? Luigi smiled, and that the Mario he knew was back. So you want to give that play another shot? Mario blankly stared at him for a moment, and then flashed him a grin and gave him a classic V for victory sign. You bet. I'm not going to let something like a horrible acting on the Warner Bros. Part ruin Christmas for those orphans. It's a go. And so the marching with that as much valiance as they were heading out to save Peach from Bowser for the umpteenth time, Mario headed out the door, ready to take on the role of Mr. Director once more. Peach, Daisy began, as she came out of the dressing room in her Egyptian princess costume. I'm pretty sure one of these free canes was not a Cleopatra. Sorry, Peach apologized. It was the best I could find. Well, Mario found it, actually, but why are you then complaining? Wario asked, balancing his scepter in his right finger. We got the best costumes in the play. At least you don't have to run around in a potato sack for the entire thing. Wario, we've been over this, Peach moaned, looking down at her own costume. It's a sackcloth. All ordinary people of the time wore them. Gee, ordinary people must have had bad fashion sense back then, Luigi countered. And trust me, when I realize something has bad taste, that's saying something. About the clothing or about you? Daisy asked theoretically. About the clothing. Hey, wait a second. What are you implying? Nothing. You didn't bring yourself, Twig Boy, Bowser growled, slightly peeved at himself for not getting anything of the way of the costume. So anyway, why don't we move on to actually doing the scene, Daisy suggested. What do you want to do, Peach? Peach grabbed one of the scripts and began to page through it. Well, let's see here. We've already tried the King Harold meets the Free King scene. Emphasis on the word tried, Wario added. Peach shot him a glare before continuing. I guess we could do some of my scenes next, but the only problem is we're kind of Joseph-less at the moment. You rang? The whole cast whirled around and turned towards the front of the chapel and saw the Mario Bros standing in the doorway. Mario! Everyone shouted in illusion. You're back! Yep, Mario said. Luigi gave me a little prep talk, so now I'm ready to give this director thing another a go around. Well then, Peach replied, handing the red-capped plumber his script. Welcome back, Mr. Director. It had been a week since Mario got back to the director's chair, and things had been going pretty smoothly. Peach had really come through a lot with the costumes and props, more than anyone had expected, so the play was going to have some pretty decent production values, even though Mario wasn't worried about that anymore. Luigi also got better at being Mario's right-hand man on the job, keeping tabs on things, namely Bowser, while Mario was busy elsewhere. In fact, the Warner Bros. Got their act together, and as the days passed, Mario began to get more and more confident that he pulled this off. Finally, it was the morning of December 24th, Christmas Eve. This was the day they were going to perform the play in front of the entire orphanage. Having grown accustomed to Luigi's early wake-up calls, Mario woke up around 7, quite glad that his brother had stopped using the radio alarm clock to get him out of bed. He was starting to grow quite sick of the Christmas carols on the radio station instead of playing on over and over. Walking to the kitchen, Mario spotted Luigi wrapping up a few final gifts. Hey Luigi, Mario greeted. Today's the day, huh? Yep, Luigi replied, tying a bow on one of the boxes. All between us and this performance is a 5-hour practice and a 3-hour Christmas party. Christmas party? Mario repeated in slight confusion. Luigi looked up from his gift wrapping. Peach didn't tell you? Apparently not. What is this party about? How? Tonight, before we put on the play, we're going to have a wrap party. All sorts of each other our gifts. Suddenly, Mario's eyes got big as saucers. Christmas gifts! Mario screamed. Great galloping Goombas! I've been so busy directing this play, I completely forgot about buying gifts. You better think of something fast, Luigi suggested, looking at the clock on the wall. You've got 5 hours until practice starts. After that, there's no way Peach is going to let you leave to go shopping, and the party's right after the practice. By the time Luigi looked back at Mario, he was already running out the door. Mario blasted down the road on his cart in the red fire, frantically trying to get to Mushroom City as fast as possible. How could he have possibly forgotten to buy everyone gifts? Well, there was no time to worry about that now. He had to find gifts for everyone, and he had to find them fast. By now he had reached the Mushroom City's shopping district. Apparently he wasn't the only one who forgot. Virtually hundreds of people were crowding the streets, trying to find that last-minute gift. After eventually finding a parking space, it took him about a half an hour. Mario climbed out of his car and ran to the first store he could find, a toy store. Okay, gotta find something real quick, Mario said to himself. Is there anything here that someone would want? Not watching where he was going, Mario bumped into something that a few minutes later bumped him back. Whirling around, Mario quickly came face to face with himself. It was actually his life-size Mario punching bag. Oh boy, Mario muttered sarcastically. It appears I have been forever immortalized by an object that routinely beats the snout out of, well, actually, thinking for a moment, Mario grabbed the 2 punching bags on the shelf nearby and bought them over to the cash register, where thankfully there wasn't a long of a line. A few minutes later, Mario walked out the toy store, bag in hand. While I took care of both Bowser and the Wario Bros, now all is left is Luigi and the princesses. Looking around, Mario spotted a sporting goods store, remembering how athletic Daisy was. He walked inside, hoping to find something she would like. Let's see here, Mario began, rummaging up and down the various aisles. What extreme sports equipment does Daisy have? Geez, it's always hard to buy gifts for the princesses. Suddenly, something caught Mario's eye. In one of the shelves was a box labeled Extreme Gear. Inspecting it, Mario noticed it was some kind of hoverboard. Hey, now this seems right up Daisy's alley, Mario declared, placing the box under his arm. I better get this thing run up. And so he did. However, he was in quite a surprise when the cashier scanned the barcode. Okay, 1 Extreme Gear board, the female toad began. That'd be 600 coins. 600 coins? Mario shouted in disbelief. Mamma mia, that's really expensive. Well, it's an import, she explained. This was specially shipped to us from outside the kingdom. A foreign country, huh? Which one? I don't know, I just work here. Although whenever the shippers deliver things here, I feel like I'm in a crossover or something. Mario looked to the 4th wall for a moment before deciding to drop the subject. Well, I don't have time to argue. Here, Mario said, giving the cashier his credit card. You do gift wrapping, right? A few minutes later, Mario was walking out of the store carrying a huge wrapped gift. Oh, dang, this thing is heavy. Well, 4 down, 2 to go. I gotta find something for Luigi next. After returning to his car and put away the gifts he already bought, Mario tried to figure out what his brother would want. Think. What would Luigi want? He likes all that techie stuff, but I have no clue what he's already got. Mario's confidence wasn't increased any when he walked to the electronics store. It was full of TVs, computers, cameras, and many other things, but nothing clearly stood out for the plumber. Scratching his head in confusion, he casually glanced at his watch and suddenly realized it was already 11 o'clock. He only had an hour until practice. Eek! Oh man, sorry Luigi, I'm running out of time. Mario grabbed a gift card and loaded it with 200 coins. Sure, Mario always felt that gift cards were a bit of a crop-out, but he knew that any attempts to buy Luigi something he knew absolutely nothing could only end in disaster. Satisfied, Mario ran out of the store and placed a gift card in his car with the rest of the gifts. However, he found himself stumped with the last gift, Peaches. Great, Peach. At least Daisy had the obvious likes of sports, but Peach, what can I get someone who's already has everything? Mario pondered long before he remembered what Peach told him before when they were costume shopping. So Mario, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. I've always been busy worrying about what to get other people. I tend to forget about what I want. What about you? Well, being a princess means I pretty much have everything anyone can ask for, so my Christmas tends to have little material things on them. She doesn't like material things, Mario recalled. She has her sights on something more. I know exactly what to get her. Where's Mario? Peach asked Luigi, who was looking out the front door nervously. Practice starts in 5 minutes. I don't know, Luigi replied. He said he was going to do a little last-minute shopping when he left. I guess he really wants to cut it close. So if he doesn't get here on time, Bowser began, can I be Mr. Director? If you were a director, you would single-handedly undo everything Mario did in the past week in 5 minutes, Daisy retorted. That's not true, Luigi countered. It would take Wario 5 minutes to undo everything. Thanks, Wario grumbled. You're welcome. That was sarcasm, you idiot. I know, but I just like annoying you. As the Warner Bros. Were bickering, Luigi suddenly started jumping up and down, pointing at the door. Ah, there he is! It's Mario! Luigi cheered. Sure enough, one could see Mario pull up the red fire up next to the orphanage. As he got out, he went to the back and pulled out a huge bag of the gifts that he'd gotten earlier. Ho, ho, ho! Mario greeted. Sorry I'm almost late, guys. Someone forgot to inform me we had a party after practice today. You never asked, Luigi mumbled, trying to defend himself. Well, now that you're here, we can begin, Peach declared. What are you waiting for, Mr. Director? You got it, Peach, Mario replied. Okay, places, everyone. We're doing an entire run-through. Let's go. And cut. That's a wrap. Good job, everyone. Finally, Wario sighed. Can we eat now? He sure has one-track mind, doesn't he? Luigi theoretically asked. Better not keep him in suspense then, Peach suggested. Come on, everyone, let's party. And party they did. Peach had already set up a buffet table backstage, so everyone was able to quickly rush and chow down. Yo, move it, Bowser demanded. Royalty goes first. Why, thank you, Bowser, Daisy commanded as she walked past him. You're quite the gentleman. But what the... Hey, wait a second. I was talking about me, not you. Get back here. However, Bowser was already busy arguing. Everyone made their way past him without him noticing, leaving him last in the line by the time he was done. Word of advice, Bowser, Luigi suggested, holding up his plate of food. Spend less time talking and more time doing. You get more things done that way. Don't make me torch you, Greenie. Meanwhile, Mario was making his way over to the drinks section of the table and noticed Wario standing mischievously near the punch bowl. Wario, you better not be doing what I think you're doing, Mario warned. It depends, Wario answered in a mock innocence. What do you think I'm doing? Mario reached over and stuck his head in Wario's pocket and promptly pulled out a liquor bottle. Old habits die hard, eh? Mario teased, motioning towards the punch bowl with the bottle. No one's under 21. We're in an orphanage, Wario, except us is under their 21. Oh, yeah. Sighing in disbelief, Mario threw the bottle of liquor in the trash. From that point on, thankfully, the party went along smoothly. After all that feasting had been done, it was time for the gift exchange. All right then, who wants to start? Peach asked, as everyone sat around with their gifts close by. We'll go first, Wario and Luigi volunteered. Here you go, everyone. Merry Christmas. The Wario Bros handed gifts to everyone. As the rest of the group opened them, they all discovered they had the same thing, an autographed picture of Wario. Gee, thanks, Luigi mumbled. Don't kill yourselves trying to find the perfect gift. What? Wario grunted. We're lazy and it's cheap. Give us a break already, jeez. Right then, Peach murmured. Who's next? I'll go, Bowser spoke up. Here, take them already. Careful, Mario warned. Make sure none of them are ticking. After checking to make sure it wasn't a bomb, Mario opened his gift and found out it was a 1-up shroom. I figured I could at least give you a second chance if you know. I actually succeed in killing you for once, Bowser admitted. Luigi opened up his gift to find it was a jack-in-a-box. Curious, Luigi turned the crank until... Wah! Luigi screamed as a giant fake boo popped out of the box. Somebody save me! Ha ha ha, wimp. Bowser laughed. I knew you'd fall for that one. Wario and Luigi began fighting over on who should open their gift before Wario eventually emerged the victor. Feeling triumph, Wario told the wrapping paper off, only to discover that another layer of wrapping paper he also ripped off, which revealed another layer, and this continued about 10 layers until Wario finally got a gift, a single gold coin. Yahoo! Wario cheered, holding up the coin for everyone to see. It's money! I'm rich! Filthy stinking rich! And stupid, Daisy mumbled. However, she didn't have much time to mock them, as she got her present from Bowser next, which appeared to be moving. Bowser? Did you get something alive? Stop asking questions and open it already. Daisy obeyed and soon became the proud owner of her very own potted piranha plant. It's because you're named after a flower, right? Bowser explained. Because of that, I'd give you one of my flowers. Clever, no? That'd be definitely a no. Finally, it was Peach who had gotten the last gift from Bowser, and was clearly afraid of what it even was before she opened it. Oh dear, it looks like a ring box. Bowser, you didn't... Would everyone just stop asking me questions and just open the presents themselves? Nervously, Peach unwrapped her gift, and realized to much in her dismay that it was a ring box. She opened the box and saw... A locket? She opened the locket and saw a small picture of her and Bowser from the time he kidnapped her on Isles de Felno. You do remember our vacation together, don't you? Bowser cooed. He didn't even get the chance to say any more before he suddenly leapt into the air, screaming in pain. Behind him, Daisy had carefully placed the piranha plant so now it was now chomping on his tail. I beat him up so you don't have to, Daisy shrugged, petting her flower on the top of its head. Can I go next? I'm sure, Daisy. Go right ahead. Daisy then get out of her gifts, skateboards for Mario and Luigi. In case you guys want to start another one of your sporting competitions, rollerblades for Peach, a spike shot ball for Bowser, and gym membership cards for Wario and Luigi. Wait a second here, Wario interrupted. Are you saying I'm fat? Yes, Daisy deadpanned. Give me a moment to think of a comeback. How about not? Luigi suggested. I'll go next, everyone. His first present to Mario was a Poltergust 3000. That way you could protect yourself from the booze without my help, bro, Luigi explained. Hey, thanks, this would have come in handy in Hotel Defino. The next gift was to Bowser, A Complete Idiot's Guide to World Domination. That book is supposed to be a joke, right? Mario whispered to his brother. Yep, Luigi assured. I just want to see if he actually tries anything the book suggests. He gave the Wario Bros a Game Boy Horror next, followed by a lovely bouquet of daisies to, surprise, surprise, Daisy. Finally, he gave Peach what looked like just a little letter. Huh? What's this? Peach asked. It's an official notice saying that your castle will have an advanced security system installed. I figured with all the times Bowser tried to kidnap you, it would come in handy. Very thoughtful, Luigi. I appreciate it. Now it's my turn. First she handed an envelope to Daisy, and the princess opened it to find 2 gift cards that fell out. The first one says, Good for 1 makeover at Mushroom City Salon, Daisy read, and the second, Good for 1 deluxe spa treatment at the Polishy Heights Spa. It would be a shame for those to go to waste, Peach hinted. Maybe we could go sometime together. Peach, you really aren't going to let this up on me, are you? Not a chance, Peach playfully teased. Next, she gave the Wario Bros a book on table manners. Wario began to fumble up through the book and almost had a coronary when he read one of the pages. What the heck? It's normally considered to be impolite to burp or pass gas at the table? What is this? This kind of dictatorship? I could do whatever the heck I want. Dang it. It's a free country. I have my rights. It's hopeless, Peach moaned. She gave Luigi a GPS software for his Game Boy Horror. He always claimed that he got disoriented whenever he came out of a warp pipe. And Bowser a family-sized package of breath mints. Your always smells like smoke. She was about to hand Mario his gift when he stopped her at the last moment. Huh? What's wrong? Mario asked. Why don't you give out your gifts first? Peach suggested. I wanted to save my gift to you for last. Oh, okie dokie. Mario then handed out his gifts. Luigi didn't mind the gift cards at all. Both Bowser and the Wario Bros got a kick of the figuratively and literally out of their gifts, and Daisy probably would have immediately ran outside to try out her gift if Peach hadn't stopped her. Finally, Mario handed his gift to Peach. In turn, he gave her a gift. So, want to open them together? Mario asked. Of course, Mario, Peach replied. The plumber and the princess opened each other's gifts, and much to their surprise, they discovered what they have given each other the exact same thing. A mistletoe. Both of them immediately began blushing, and the others, even Bowser, fell silent. Well, except for Wario. Ew, Wario shrieked, running out of the room. This is going to be gross. I'm leaving. Mario and Peach simply ignored him, and looked at each other lonely in the eyes. So, Peach began, holding a mistletoe above them. Do you want to? Mario held his mistletoe up as well. Merry Christmas, Peach. They both closed their eyes and leaned in close, and then... Hey, I interrupt you 2 lovebirds, Luigi butted in, but I think I hear the kids coming. For the moment lost, Mario and Peach quickly came back to reality. Sure enough, they can clearly hear kids filling the chapel as they getting seated. The play was about to begin. Mamma mia! Mario shouted. I'm sorry, Peach. Maybe some other time. Oh, don't worry about it, Mr. Director. Right now we've got a play to put on. Right, quick everyone, get to your places. The party quickly disbanded and the entire crew ran to their stations to prepare for the performance. What would have been taken hours at the beginning of the week was set up in mere minutes now. With everyone in position, Mario walked over to the curtain pulley. Everybody ready? Mario asked one last time. You bet, came the enthusiastic reply. Well then, on with the show. Without further ado, Mario pulled down the rope and raised in the curtain. The play had officially begun. Mario rolled his head back on his easy chair and let out a huge sigh. This was the 26th already? Christmas seemed to go by like a blur. After the play on Christmas Eve, he immediately got home and went to bed. The next day, where to start? Luigi woke him up around 5, a new record, to open more presents. Following that, it was a full day of caroling, feasting, and even more gift-giving. By the evening, he was more exhausted than ever, as he was after the play. Now it was the day after Christmas, and things were all starting to get back to normal. "Hey, Mario!" "Well, almost." "Oh boy, what is it, Luigi?" Mario called out. "I could use a little help getting these lights on the house down." "Whoa!" Suddenly there was a huge crash outside. Looking out the window, Mario could see a pair of wiggling legs sticking out on top of the snowbank. "Yikes, Luigi," Mario shouted, leaping out of his easy chair and running out the door. Outside, Mario quickly found Luigi again and freed him from his little predicament. "Ow, thanks, Mario," Luigi moaned. "The roof was a little more slippery than I first expected." "What are you doing taking down the lights already anyway?" Mario asked. "Well, Christmas is over, right? I gotta start taking these decorations down." "You don't have to take the stuff down the day after Christmas. I'll leave it up until after New Year's at least." "That's easy for you to say. I live in a mansion, remember? Even when I start now, by the time I get everything down, it is after New Year's." At this remark, Mario could simply do was start laughing. "Hey, what's so funny? Stop it." Luigi picked up a handful of snow and threw it at his brother. This got his attention. "What the? You can't throw a snowball at me," Mario protested. "I'm your brother." "It's the 26th, Luigi teased, scooping up another plateful of snow. "Santa isn't watching anymore." Mario quickly retaliated by grabbing some snow himself and tossing it at Luigi. Pretty soon it was a full-blown snowball fight between the two brothers. After a while of this, they all became tired and fell side by side onto the side of the snowdrift. "Phew, that was fun," Luigi panted. This was followed by a moment of silence before Mario turned to his brother. "So what do you think the others are doing now?" Mario began. "What do you mean? I mean, everyone has their own little post-Christmas tradition. Yours, obviously, is to get started right away on taking down everything. What do you think Peach or Daisy or Wario do?" "Beats me." Mario continued to wander about as a slow, gentle snowfall began to come down. "So, Peach, thanks again for letting me spend Christmas at your place," Daisy said as she dug through the royal refrigerator for some milk. Peach looked up from the plate of pancakes. "Well, it's the least I can do. I mean, Sarah's land is pretty far away place." Daisy finally found the milk she was looking for and grabbed it out of the fridge. Grabbing a bowl of dry cereal nearby, she took both the table Peach was seated at and began to eat with her. "Do you have any plans for today?" Daisy asked between spoonfuls of cereal. "I was thinking about maybe later today checking up on the orphanage and seeing how they're doing," Peach replied. "But otherwise, I'm pretty much open for the day. Why?" "Well," Daisy began, holding up a salon gift card Peach had given her, "I was thinking that while I'm here, I might as well not let this present of yours go to waste." Peach's eyes brightened almost immediately. She stood up, grabbed Daisy by the arm, and began to pull her out the door. "I knew you'd come around, Daisy. I saw the cutest haircut the other day, and it would look great on you. Trust me, you'll look fabulous." "Merry Christmas, Peach," Daisy thought to herself as she was dragged out the door. "Consider this another Christmas gift from me." "Ha ha ha, take that, sucker. Yeah, stay down, or I'll bite your ear off." Wario," Waluigi asked, "what are you doing?" "Huh?" Wario turned on from his fighting stance in front of the TV in his nook-like contraption. "You're yelling at the TV." "No, I'm not. I'm playing with my Wii." Awkward silence. "Wario, did you say what I think you just said?" "Get your mind out of the gutter, you idiot. It's that new video game system I borrowed from 9 Volt. And you only borrowed means stole? Just because I didn't ask first doesn't mean I stole it." "Right, so what are you playing exactly?" "Wii Sports, a boxing game, to be specific." "Any reason why?" "Simple, today's Boxing Day." Waluigi immediately formed a huge sweat drop on his head and performed an anime fell. A moment later, he was getting back up when the phone rang. "You want to get that?" Wario asked. "I'm busy beating up this Bill Gates me I created." "Sure, whatever." Waluigi left the room to answer the phone. A few minutes later, he returned holding the phone. "You're not going to believe this. Waluigi, G, Bowser wants us to come over for a barbecue. It's BOOC. BOYOZ? Wario repeated. Bring your old coal. By now, the Warner Bros. Were back inside the house. I was taking down the indoor decorations. As Mario put the scented candle, let out a sad sigh. What's the matter, Mario? Luigi asked. I don't know. I guess I'm just sad that Christmas is over already. Well, don't worry. It's only 365 days until next Christmas. Mario looked at Luigi oddly. Only? Okay, so it's only a little relative, but lative. But hey, think of this way. If you keep on giving, it's like Christmas all year round. Mario thought about Luigi's statement for a moment. Giving all year round. Those orphan kids certainly needed help often more than once a year. After he put the last box of decorations away, he walked over to the phone and began dialing a number. Who are you calling, bro? Luigi inquired. The orphanage, Mario replied. I'm seeing if they have any volunteer openings for me. Well, if that's the case, they see if they have any for me too. Sure thing, bro. As it turns out, the orphanage was more than happy to let the Mario Bros. Help them out. In doing so, they gave the greatest gift of all, a gift that is given the whole year, not just on the 25th of December, but a gift that is a material thing, but a spiritual one. A gift that every person needs, and every person needs to give. A gift that was given to the entire world on that first Christmas and continues to be with this very day. It is the gift of love. And that, my pretties, was a very Mario Christmas. A Mario, big Christmas story written by Super Hyper Mario 128, a I, or free. My final thoughts on the story? Well, this story was actually made back in 2006, and I have to really say it's a really good story. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really neat and well done story. It's really nice and well made. I personally really enjoyed this a whole lot. I thought it was really good. It was amazing. I do like the concept of it. I thought it was really neat and well done. So, I definitely do have to say it was a really good story. And the author hasn't posted any stories since 2008, so that was nearly 17 years ago. But I will definitely have to say is that this was a really good story. I mean, I thought it was really, really sweet, with Peach doing, something for the kids in the orphanage, and, she's trying to get everybody, including Bowser, Wario, and etc., to, perform a play. I thought that was really cool. This is a really nice concept. I personally really enjoyed this a whole lot. I thought it was really nice and well done. Now, I know this author has written some other Christmas stories of Mario that I might consider checking out in the future. So, I mean, there's that. But I definitely do have to really say is that this was a really awesome story. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check out this story if you haven't. And I definitely give this one a read if you haven't. The concept of it is pretty good. I like the grammar. Although I did notice there were a few grammatical errors in this story, and there was a couple spelling errors. I did notice that there was a couple spelling errors on the story. So, I mean, the story does need to be fixed up on the spelling and, grammatical errors. But other than that, this story was definitely readable, and it was definitely a lot of fun and really well done. So, I'm really happy to have got this story. So, yeah, it's a really amazing story. So, yeah, I mean, I give this story a 10 out of 10. Like I'm gonna say, it's just simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with it, that's perfectly fine too. This was a very amazing story. I thought it was really well done. It's really good too. I personally really found it a lot of enjoyability, and it's just a really good Mario story. Now, I haven't done a Mario story in quite a while on my channel, so yeah, it's nice to, do a Mario story because I know you guys seem to like the Mario stories I do, but, I'm going to sit here and say, like I'm just gonna say, What did you guys personally think of this story? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, and follow me on my backup channel known as Mr. Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on those. And as always, that's pretty much all I have to say, but if I'm missing something about this story, please let me know what it is in the comments below, and as always, I will be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, roll the outro, because I'm out.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.